names, we need to know about them, how to apply them, ponder the meanings behind them.
New class alert! Sunnahfollowers presents The Names of Allah. Please join us every Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard with Sister Samar. Streaming on all major platforms. Right here, channel Sunnahfollowers. This week on Ask Sister Laila Live. What happens in the grave in Islam? The first night, special visit by the two angels, the questions that are asked, and many more eye-opening details. Don't miss this insightful, beneficial Q&A every Muslim should tune into. Join Ustadah Laila Nasheeba this Friday at 9:30 p.m. as she answers Sister Pamela's question. I'll be there, inshallah, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Sunnah Ibrahim, planting the tree of Tawheed, a Maqasidic Tafsir by Dr. Karim Abuzaid. Join us on Saturdays and Sundays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Ustadah Laila Nasheeba, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
The Maqasidic Tafsir.
Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Pursuing the higher aim, learning the meaning of every page. Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end?
Another addition to your Islamic education, Maqasidic Tafsir, Healing and Governance, the Transformative Path of Sabr as-Tiwal, written by Dr. Karim Abuzaid. Join Ustadah Laila Nasheeba every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m., streaming all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our Maqasidic Tafsir class. And this is the class where, as we are studying the volume 3 of the Maqasidic series written by Dr. Karim Abuzaid. And we're focusing on the first, the 7 most lengthy chapters of the Quran. And right now we're taking a look at Islamic governance, Islamic government. And as we've been discussing, the Islamic way of governing countries is totally different than the secular way of governing a country. And as I've emphasized, our laws and our way of governing a country is for us. The non-Muslim way of governing a country is for non-Muslims. We don't go around imposing or trying to incorporate our way of government into a non-Islamic country. Okay, our laws are for us. And the last time we met, we spoke about, we used some examples as to how Muslim countries operate. We do not have a caliphate. There will not be a caliphate until the Mahdi comes, and that won't be until a ways from now. Okay, but even though we do not have a caliphate, each Muslim country operates using components of Islamic government. And we use examples from 3 Muslim countries. And today what we're going to do is speak about how it would be if we did have a caliphate today, although that's not going to happen until a long time from now when the Mahdi comes. But let's look at the PowerPoint. And for those of you who are watching me and you are not on YouTube, please open up a tab on your cell phone to YouTube and go to my channel, Sunnahfollowers, and click on the live stream so you can see the PowerPoint that I'm getting ready to place up on the screen. And you can follow along with everything here. And by the way, this is the book that we're studying from. This is the book written by Dr. Karim Abuzaid, and that is a picture of Dr. Karim Abuzaid. If you have not yet purchased the book, please go to Amazon and buy the book. The book is only $14.95. This is volume 3 of the Maqasidic Tafsir. It speaks about healing and governance. Okay, and tonight we're continuing with chapter 2.3. And we're going to discuss how a caliphate would benefit us today. But before we get into how it would benefit us today, we're going to have a brief quiz to discuss what we talked about using examples of 3 Muslim countries and how they have incorporated components of a caliphate into their government. So let's take a look at the quiz. It's only 2 questions. Question number 1, which Muslim country did we discuss has adopted a no-interest banking system, which has caused them to become the pioneer in a no-interest society? You know, they are excelling better than other countries in the world because they have adopted a no-interest society. Is it Malaysia? Is it Turkey? Or is it Indonesia? Which country? Or is it Saudi Arabia? Who can give us the answer?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Okay, good job. It's Malaysia. And that's one of the great things about Malaysia. Malaysia is far advanced over many countries in the world because of their economic system. They have incorporated the no interest, the no riba system into their economic system. They have no interest-free banking. They have interest-free economics. You know, the no profit, no loss thing. And this is the people are not swimming in interest. And has made them a better country financially than others. Good job. Okay, we also spoke about another Muslim country that shows the best in regards to al-wala or allegiance, because it takes in people who are refugees and who are helpless. It takes in Muslims who are in need of help and support. Is this country Malaysia, or is it Turkey, or is it Indonesia, or is it Saudi Arabia? Which country is that?
Turkey.
Good job. Turkey is the correct answer. Turkey has taken in that component of what it would be like if we all lived under the laws of Islamic government, like a caliphate, you know, helping our brothers and sisters when they are in need, when they have no financial assistance, no home, no shelter, no support. Turkey is the pioneer in that. They take in homeless and refugees. Good job. So that's what we spoke about the last time we met. You know, even though we have no caliphate today, you know, we do have different Muslim countries that have adapted some components of this of the caliphate that have made their country stand out over others. And today we're going to speak about what it would look like or how the world would benefit if we did have a true caliphate, although there will not be one for a long time. So let's look at that. And again, this is chapter 2.3. We're continuing where we stopped off in chapter 2.3 of the book. Now, as the world grapples with complex issues ranging from environmental degradation to economic disparities and pressing social injustices, The principles of Khalifah offer a reservoir of ethical, social, and financial guidelines that could address these different challenges. For example, changes in environmental issues, the escalating climate change crisis. This necessitates a global response grounded in the principles of stewardship and sustainability, with this emphasis on the role of humans as caretakers of the earth. Because remember, we're supposed to be the caretakers of the earth, although that's not happening today. If there were a Khalifah, this would provide a foundational ethical framework for environmental conservation. Our Islamic teachings advocate for moderation. Remember, Islam teaches moderation in everything. Moderation in the consumption and the protection of natural resources. Islam teaches all of that. And these are principles that could guide contemporary efforts towards sustainable living and environmental stewardship of this earth. And if we were to adopt policies that reflect these teachings, then the states and communities could contribute to addressing the ecological crises and could promote a balance between development and the preservation of the planet for future generations. So all of that we have today in regards to the change of environment and climate control, that's all because we don't have a Khalifah on earth, okay? If we were living by the principles of Islam, we wouldn't have these type of conditions. Also, if there were a Khalifah here on earth, you know, the economic quality, we would have economic equality like you see in Malaysia, and there would be better financial ethics, okay? The global economy is characterized today by insignificant inequalities regarding wealth. You see that the wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, while there's billions of people struggling to meet their basic needs. We're having a hard time paying our rent. The rent gets higher, mortgage payments gets higher. The economic principles underpinning the Khalifah, particularly the prohibition of interest and also the obligation of zakat, this would offer a model for creating more equitable and ethical economic systems. You would take from the rich and basically give to the poor to help the people who don't have the money to be able to make it and pay their basic needs. So by advocating for profit and loss sharing models and the redistribution of wealth through mandatory and voluntary charity, you know, the Khalifah principles could enforce policies aimed at reducing economic disparity and fostering financial inclusivity. That's what would happen if we had a Khalifah, okay? Also, if there was a Khalifah, we'd have better social justice and better human rights because Islam advocates for that too. The principles of justice and human rights are central to the Khalifah, and they provide a robust framework for addressing social injustice and human rights issues. These principles advocate for the fair treatment of all individuals, regardless of race, religion, or social status. And they call for policies that ensure the community's welfare, okay? In today's challenges, we have refugee crises. We have minority rights being violated, okay? There's a need for conflict resolution. The principles of Islam could guide the development of policies that uphold human dignity and that promote social equity and seek peaceful solutions to disputes. These type of policies that Islam eschews could cause leaders and policymakers to work together for a more just and harmonious world where rights and well-being of all individuals are protected, not just certain groups or a select few. So again, a Khalifa would be better than what's happening today. All people's needs would be met, not just those who are of power and social status. And not only would a Khalifa address the rights of all people in regards to justice, but also the Khalifa principles would impact the national state system too. Because Khalifa principles have had enduring relevance across numerous eras in the Islamic world and have the potential to guide ethical governance and social cohesion in contemporary contexts, because those principles are highly contributive within the framework of a modern world characterized by the nation-state system. And this comes with a lot of challenges. Nowadays, guys, we have a big problem as Muslims. If you look at the Muslim world today, since the Muslim world today is not governed by a caliphate, we have now this thing called nationalism. Nationalism has not just impacted the secular world, the non-Muslim world. Nationalism has impacted the Muslim world too. You see Muslims marching with flags too. You see Muslims chanting pride in being Egyptian, and being Somalian, and being Palestinian, instead of pride in being Muslim. We've forgotten that the flag of Islam is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. It's not a tribal flag. We've forgotten that when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina, and Allah sent down the command for the battle of Badr, the first thing that the Arabs said is, what should our standard be? Because the Arabs were very nationalistic. They were very tribal. The Prophet told them, our flag will not be nationalistic or tribal. Our flag will be La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, because we are one nation. We're not separated by tribe. We're not separated by race. We're not separated by language. We're not separated by color. We're not separated that way. Our culture is one. Our culture is Islam. But unfortunately, the Muslim world now is fragmented, has become fragmented. And instead of being one ummah, we have now become a nationalistic ummah based on where you from. So that's a challenge. If we had a caliphate, it wouldn't be that type of challenge anymore. We'd go back to one nation of La ilaha illallah. You wouldn't see us walking around with flags of Palestine. You wouldn't see us walking around with flags of Algeria. You wouldn't see us carrying flags of Egypt. You'd see just one flag, and that flag would not bear a country's name. It would bear the name of Allah and his messenger. So despite these challenges, the core principles of Khalifa offer timeless guidance that is critically relevant to addressing the issues that face today's world. And these principles advocate for a government model prioritizing ethical leadership, social justice, economic equity, and environmental stewardship. In a world that's grappling with inequality, conflict, and ecological crises, the values embedded in an Islamic leadership can inspire solutions that are not only effective, but also morally grounded. But the sad reality is, guys, we're not going to get there. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the world's going to continue to grapple with injustice. It's going to continue to grapple with all this social injustice, climate deterioration, everything that's happening, the Prophet said would happen. It's going to continue to go downhill and get worse. And it won't be until the world is at its worst that Allah will bring back a Khalifah. And that Khalifah will begin with the Mahdi, and he will be replaced with Jesus, alayhi salam. Jesus will be the best Khalifah. Okay, and he only when he comes will he bring back Islam and make it the universal religion of the world. And the sad reality is that when that happens, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump before the world comes to a complete end. So we're a long way away from that. But nonetheless, Allah's way is better than anything that man could ever come up with. And that's why the world is deteriorating the way it is. Because as we talked about last week, we were doing it the right way. When we deviated away from Allah's way, when we abandoned the Khalifah and started replacing it with man's way, this is the result. This is the consequence. So what we're experiencing today is the consequences of replacing Allah's way with man's way. All right. So I'm going to stop right here for today. And tomorrow, the next time we meet for this class next week, we're going to speak about what will be the next phase. All right. Okay. So are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments from Zoom or any of the other platforms, YouTube or any of these other platforms? And I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the first of the month. And so, alhamdulillah, we need donations to help pay our website expenses. This server, the streaming program that I'm using is due tomorrow. That's $300. $300 is due tomorrow to pay for this streaming program. And then we have other bills due tomorrow too, which because it's the first of the month. And also there's 4 Fridays in the month. So we're back to this. The first 4 $100 or more donations that is made, you will be able to pick the topic for the Islam Q&A show. You name the topic, and I will base this month's that week's Islam Q&A on your topic. Tomorrow's Q&A show will be based on Sister Pamela's topic of what happens in the grave. And it's going to be a good one. Y'all see all this? We're going to talk about what happens in the grave, because there's a lot of Muslims out there who think that when you die, you just go to sleep. Oh, no. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about what happens in the grave. And I'm not talking about those angels, because a lot of Muslims think that the only thing that happens when you in the grave is the angels are going to come and ask you 3 questions and they're going to say good night. No. I'm going to talk tomorrow about how if you died a fornicator, what your punishment's going to be. What happens to the person that died a fornicator, an adulterator? What happens to the person that died a liar? What happens to the person that died a thief? What happens to a person that died smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, addicted to drugs? What died to a woman that didn't wear hijab, didn't dress properly, the man that shaved his beard? Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about the different punishments from the authentic hadiths. I'm talking Sahih Bukhari. I'm talking Sahih Muslim. You know Laila. Laila don't speak out the side of her head. So tomorrow's class is going to be a good one. I'm going to talk about what happens in that grave. And it's not going to be you going to sleep. Oh no. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's Islam Q&A show. My Ask Sister Laila Live is going to really scare some fear of Allah into you. So please donate to support this dawah effort. And again, for those of you, if you want me to do a Q&A show based on any topic you want, make a donation of $100 or more. 100 or more, and you will have the next Q&A, and the person after that, the next $400. I need $400 donations to cover the first week of this of the month, to pay the bills for the first week of the month. $400. Okay, let me give y'all a preview of what to expect for tomorrow. Let me play that commercial.
This week on Ask Sister Laila Live. What happens in the grave in Islam? The first night, special visit by the two angels, the questions that are asked, and many more eye-opening details. Don't miss this insightful, beneficial Q&A every Muslim should tune into. Join Ustadah Laila Nasheeba this Friday at 9:30 p.m. as she answers Sister Pamela's question. I'll be there, inshallah, streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. Oh yeah, you sisters that don't wear hijab, you think when you die, you're going to be going to sleep because you Muslim? We're going to talk about that. You brothers that like to talk to women on the internet. You sisters that private message men. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. How many of you sisters like to private message brothers that ain't your husband? Y'all like to send text messages to those famous brothers and send hearts and love messages and, oh, I love your kutbah, heart. You better hope you don't get in an accident. We're gonna talk about what happens when they put you in that grave because you got in a car accident for that little text message you sent. Oh, we're gonna talk about it. The grave is something y'all should be thinking about every day of your life. As the Prophet Muhammad said, the one thing you should fear is the destroyer of pleasure. Everything that y'all find pleasurable in this world, your text messages to men who are not mahrams to you, you like that, right? You like those brothers commenting on your Facebook page. You find pleasure in it? You better hope you don't die. You brothers here on this program here, you like looking at my face? I got it so y'all can't turn your cameras on no more and you can't talk no more. But the other women that y'all talking to and doing other things with, you better hope you don't slip and fall and bust your head open, because guess what? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you die. You ain't going to sleep. Or we're going to talk about all that. And it's going to happen over and over and over until the day of judgment. It ain't no one day thing. It's going to be until Allah has that trumpet blown. So y'all don't want to miss tomorrow's class. And this is Islam 101. Y'all, your mothers should have taught you this when you was a little baby. When y'all were children growing up, y'all should have knew what was going to happen in the grave. You should have known this when you was a baby. We're going to talk about that too. What happens because you've been Muslim all your life and didn't learn the basics of the religion? You think that the angel's just going to ask you 3 questions until you go to sleep? You've been Muslim all your life and you don't know nothing about Islam. We're going to talk about what's going to happen to you in that grave. Don't miss tomorrow's class. I need donations. Please, guys, let's try to get some donations tonight because they're going to take that $300 out, $300 by itself for this server tomorrow. I need more than $400, guys. That's $300. We need more than $300. Girl, how much money we need tomorrow? Oh my God, my math is bad. We need a lot of donations tomorrow. It's the 1st. Y'all, please donate tomorrow, guys. We need donations. We got a lot of bills coming out tomorrow because it's the 1st. What am I talking about? $300. We need more than $300. Probably need more than $500. Please donate. This is the 1st of the month. Okay? But anybody that said anybody that donates $100 or more, you get to choose your topic. Whatever topic you want to talk about. For the Ask Sister Laila Live, it could be about marriage, divorce, anything, death, anything. I will make that Q&A for that week, whatever topic you want. Because that makes it easy for me to have a topic with questions, and also it gets the donations for this website, and also the people are learning about the deen. All right. Okay, let me log out. I'm looking forward to tomorrow too, because y'all know I love talking about death. And I'm not morbid. I just love talking about death because it keeps me in sync with my Lord. Yeah. But I got all this for you, Pamela. Nice little tablet. Waiting on it. All right. Okay, I'm going to log out for tonight. Yeah, that's at my Q&A Ask Sister Laila Live is at 9:30. And also tomorrow at 6:30, we have the Diluting El Wala Wal Bara. Yes, and Brother Edward asked about Dr. Ali's classes. Dr. Ali talked to me today. Dr. Ali is a real doctor, guys. He's got his own private practice. But he told me to tell you guys he'll be starting up some classes real soon. He's got a lot of patients he's dealing with now. He's got his private practice, but he's juggling stuff around. He'll be putting some classes together real soon. But right now he's tied up with his patients. But yes, he'll be teaching again too. But he's got to, he got to work first. Yeah, he's a real doctor, private physician. All right. Okay, but yes, I did talk to him today. He's going to get something going, inshallah. Is that okay, Brother Edward? All right. Okay, Subhana Kalahuma, Wabi Hamdika. Please support us. We need donations, guys, tonight. Okay, Subhana Kalahuma, Wabi Hamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum. I'll see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Yeah, closing that other program first. Yeah.